Hi there, and welcome to Earth. I know that you've been here for about a week now, but it occurred to me that perhaps nobody has officially welcomed you here. So I thought I would. Welcome again. How has your first week been? Well, as agreed, I'm here to do a few checks before I tell you what comes next, because boy, what a second week you're about to have. Is it okay if I go over a few questions, make sure everything's okay? We'll have a look at a few behaviours, see how well you're mimicking them. Make sure the old skin suit is okay. Look at a few questions about what we might be doing in that second week. So just relax, there's no one around, but if you could refrain from taking your real form just until later in the process, I'd be grateful, okay? Marvellous. So I'd like to start with a few identity verification details. In your first week, how comfortable has your face been? Within the first few weeks, we are still able to adjust your face. So if that's something that would help, something that would make your time on Earth more pleasant, then please let me know. Does your skin suit itch at all? Have you noticed any stretching or separation during extended wear? As with your face, we can make adjustments to the skin suit if necessary. Okay. When you smile, do all of your teeth stay in place? Okay. And have you found your skin suit responding well to hot and cold? How many hours have you been able to maintain your chosen form? Have you found its upper limit yet? When you inhale, does your chest or your stomach rise? Or is that still something you're working on? I would suggest mastering that skill sooner rather than later. Have you selected a name that the humans would find plausible? What is it? I love that name. Does your mouth move correctly when you speak? Does it still feel a little odd? I'm aware that your species doesn't normally speak. Have any humans in your first week commented on your temperature? It is a very tricky one to regulate. I, for example, am always cold. I have a note here from before you first arrived. Are your ears fully attached? Do you require any more adhesive? Okay, good. Your chosen hairstyle, has it stopped moving independently of you? Okay. Do any of your joints make any non-human sounds? Mine like to crack as I move, but any sort of clicking, chirping, humming. Okay. Anything else you'd like to tell me about either your face, your skin suit, any repairs need making? Wonderful. Next, I'm interested to see about your social integration, looking at those human behaviours. It'll be very important for your second week here. How are you finding mimicking human laughter? I mean, obviously it's difficult without exposing that second jaw, but how are you managing? Okay. And I have noticed that you're very skilled at blinking at the correct intervals. With some humans, if you mention it to them, they then forget how to blink. They call themselves an advanced civilization. They are not. If you practice nodding in agreement, yes, and no. Okay. Just make sure to not tilt your head too far to either side. Yeah, by the time you're doing those kinds of angles, it looks like you've sustained an injury. Do you understand the concept of personal space? My species enjoys its personal space. Humans as a rule don't always. Are you aware of how many breaths per minute you're taking? Interesting. Okay. When a human smiles at you, have you been smiling back rather than sort of baring your teeth? Have you had to use your cover story this week? Has a human asked a probing question such as, where are you from? If I said the name of my planet, they wouldn't even hear it. How is your friendly tone of voice coming on? Are you able to be friendly without hissing? And hopefully you've had lots of practice walking at human speed. I did stress the importance of doing that. That's good to know. And how are you getting on with sitting without perching? When you laugh, are you able to do so without activating your secondary vocal cord? Do you know how to react when humans cry? It's very difficult not to taste their tears. Are you able to appear relaxed without having to dislocate anything? Fantastic. That is that section over and done with. It seems like you're doing really rather well here. I love to hear that. That's great. So, see what questions are next. I simply do not have enough fingers. 5 on each hand is simply not enough. There we go. One day I'll get the hang, but not today. Next, would you mind mimicking a few behaviours for me? Smile, please. Smaller. Smaller. Oh, wonderful. That first one was broad. Blink twice for me. No, like once, twice. Once, twice. Tilt your head like you're confused. Not like you're stalking, like you are confused. Goodness. Show me a human expression of surprise. Take a deep breath in and out for me. And out. Good. Nod in agreement. Pretend to wave at someone you recognise. Hello. Hello. Good. Put your hand down as if it's not them. Mimic human embarrassment. It's okay, that's advanced. Don't worry. Right, imitate a laugh so I can check that those jaws stay closed. Look to your left and your right. With your head as if you are making sure you're not going to be squashed by an automobile. How about this one? Give me your best I am harmless face. Okay. Relax your hands. Humans don't do that with their hands. I'm just going to listen carefully. See if you can swallow without purring. Clever, very clever. That's it for now. Beautiful mimicry. You would walk past and people would say, there goes a human, definitely. So, next, a few observation protocols. So, over the course of this week, how many humans have you observed without their knowledge? What time of night have you observed them? You've been able to stand motionless for more than 6 hours. When you've been watching a sleeping human, how close do you stand? Find their breathing patterns soothing. Can you walk quietly down their hallways? When you're watching through the windows, do your eyes remain circular? Have you learned to hide behind the doors rather than on the ceiling? Do you know which floorboards creak and which don't? Do you try and learn their habits or simply the sound of their pulses? How close have you come to approaching a sleeping human successfully without waking them? Do you prefer watching through windows or vents? When you observe humans eating, does it make you hungry? Find your eyes able to adjust to low levels of light. Wonderful. Tell me now. The next section is preparedness. What strategy do you prefer for isolating a human from its group? Can you imitate a familiar voice to draw someone towards you? Will you appear at the foot of the bed or in the doorway? How long can you stand outside the house before you're noticed? Do you know which household pets will alert their owners to your presence? Are you capable of lifting a human without damaging your skin suit? Which human vocal tones can you replicate most accurately? Can you imitate footsteps which sound safe? If a human runs away, how quickly can you pursue without revealing your true speed? When luring, do you prefer silence, whispering, or calling their name? Have you chosen a location for your first human retrieval? Do you require bait? How long can you maintain a harmless expression before you strike? Do you know how to carry an unconscious human without arousing suspicion? Finally, feeding suitability and digestive requirements. Do you prefer your humans lively or sedated before consumption? Once your disguise is removed, how long will it take to unhinge your jaw? Can your stomach accommodate an entire limb before the dissolving process begins? How many minutes can you feed before your mimicry fails? Will you require my assistance in restraining your first meal? Does your species swallow bones whole, or do they need to dissolve them? Do you require a rest in between meals, or can you consume multiple humans in one night? How much noise do you make whilst feeding? Are you able to suppress the clicking sound from your jaws whilst eating? How long until the human will stop moving? Do you require the darkness, or can you feed under artificial light? Final questions. Has your hunger begun yet? Are you able to resist feeding until instructed? Do you understand the rules we have about Earth, specifically about leaving no trace? Would you like your first human to be chosen for convenience, for taste, tenderness, curiosity? Finally, hungry, ready to eat. Because if you're ready, then I am ready. Oh, that first week of integration must have been so dull. Your second week is about to get wild. Time to select a human and let the hunt begin.